it's my pleasure to introduce the next speaker, Mr. Suprabhat Lalla, the head of market operations, National Stock Exchange, will talk to us on MFF.
Okay, can you hear me? Yep. Good morning. I am probably the odd man out because a new entrant in the whole scenario. We are not in the distributor segment. We are trying to replicate what we did some years back. As someone introduced me, I belong to the capital market segment. I'm more of a secondary market person, and I have been on the sell side, which means the brokerage side, where I have been interacting with the clients, but purely on the equity side. And then I moved to the exchange. So I belong to an era where NSE was non-existent at some point of time. I need not focus majorly on this basically because we are basically focusing on distributors. AMCs know their things. As a participant, I'm talking about you as a distributor. This is the one. Your reduct price, your reduct cost got reduced, and your reach becomes much more. You'll be able to handle more people than what you're doing today, because every time today you do a transaction, there's a physical paper movement from the client to a location and from your location to some other location, which is like zero effort here. It's one time paper of client agreement, and that's the end of it. So you can pass on any instruction. And if the client has already an existing relationship with a broker whom you have a relationship, then it's zero paperwork. Mechanism what we have is the, as I told you, NEAT on mutual fund system, which works either on lease line or VSAT. So you can reach any broker. He has the option to use NEAT MFS. Is point number one. There is another facility called NEAT on web, which you call as Now. What it gives you facility is that you don't have to a terrestrial line. The member broker can give you a front end at any place. You can give a front end to your client in return and make sure the client can just put in a bid. Only thing you have to make sure the payment flows in supporting that bid. So your risk is zero, because if it has to go to the exchange, you have to make sure that money has reached you. So you have full control on it. And there are other facility called CTCL or IBT. It is an existing facility provided to the capital market and future option segment, where members build their own front end. And probably this route could be a better one, because most of the relationship which you have their own website or their own front end which support the clients. They need not change it. They just can connect their system to this using this mechanism to the stock exchange. So the shift cost is very less. That's what it means for you. I don't see much of a difference between what you're doing today. That's it. I've kept it short. Now I think if there are any questions, I would love to take that. Sorry.
One of the most important point, or the point which everybody would like to know is, today as a standalone mutual fund distributor, we will not be able to register as a member with NSE. We have to necessarily go through a already empaneled broker or a member, and we need to become a sub-broker to that person and then transact. Is there a provision, or is there a thinking at least to empanel or to register mutual fund distributors alone as a separate segment based on their ARN numbers?
Yep. I'll answer that question in two. Okay. I'll split the question in two. First point is, if there is a broker route, how do I make sure? I'm defining the second portion. I'll reply. If you are already attached to a broker, what we are providing in all this system is, when you put the order, it is not the broker's ARN which goes, it's the sub-broker's ARN number which goes. And the current scenario, I'll answer the other question also. So what it means for you is, you don't have to go to broker to get your commission. The AMC pays you directly. Current process provides you for that facility. But as he said, it's not easy for that. If I don't have a relationship, I still have a problem. It doesn't go away. The problem doesn't go away. I'm saying people who have a relationship, you can just walk into a broker and say that, give me a terminal and make sure the exchange puts my ARN number, not your ARN number, and he's bound to do that. If someone doesn't do it, come back to us. So that facility is available. People who have a relationship. We have categorized the group, he said, as an IFAs who doesn't have an relationship. We are trying to evolve something which could be more feasible. We are trying to get bankers as brokers, so that you can have a relationship with the banker through the banker. IFAs alone, I'm coming to that. Okay, so the last part is the IFA part. I'm telling you the phases. I'm not saying we have reached. That's why I started. We said we are in like baby step. We are just like, we have first cleared this. Now we have put infrastructure. We know that there is these issues. We have gone and included bank, because bank is one of the things which is to be included. The most important part is the IFA. We are talking to regulatory, we are talking to the exchanges. I don't know, some AMC is part of it probably. SEBI is part of trying to evolve how IFAs can be involved separately. Yes, but we don't have anything concrete on table to offer now. That's the truth. But to answer your question, yes, we are very keen to do that. Probably next time when we come, I'll give you some more details, because we have worked out some details, but we need to get a regulatory.
Some time frame, sir?
How do I answer it? It's like, let us say that we are in a country where it's a regulatory regimes need to be approved. We have 3-4 regulatory regimes, so everyone has to. But see, that's why I was telling you, I'm not getting into that time frame of solve. I have a solution today or tomorrow. I would rather say that keep driving it, it will evolve. Just keep pushing it, it will evolve. There's no way other way. I don't think exchange can do anything.
Suprabhat, I have a question.
Yeah, actually we have been getting the IFA request forever. Yeah.
Suprabhat.
Sorry.
This one, you told that commissions and all this thing will be paid by AMC to the IFA directly. So broker has no role.
If there is a commission part.
Yeah.
If there is a commission part.
In almost all the schemes, there are some trail or upfront commission is there. So what is the revenue that broker will earn for giving this service free?
See, I think, yeah. Okay, now let us get back to your story. I think I should go back to the much
My
older.
question not completed. Then,
Sorry.
Other two questions.
Yeah.
Second one is when writing a check, investor will write a check. Can he write a check in favor of Reliance Mutual Fund or UTI Mutual Fund, or he still have to write in favor of the broker?
If he is using the trading system, exchange system, yes, he will be right to the
There
broker.
is huge resistance in the minds of investor to write a check in favor of a broker.
See, that's what I was referring to the first story. I put this slide specifically for this. What I was trying to tell you that I came into the market somewhere in 1987. 1987 is the time when I first saw the market. We had a scenario where if I buy a stock from exchange A and sell it in exchange B, I get 10% return. So the cost was part of it. So what I'm saying is, if there is a resistance, it is the ease of operation will take that resistance. I don't think there is a mechanism process. So what we need to do is keep reducing the cost, then resistance automatically will go. Point number one. Point number two, the basic resistance, am I safe with giving this money to the broker? That's probably the first question which anyone asks. When exchange stands up said, we are guaranteeing that money, or rather we are protecting your interest on that. There are regulations accordingly. So that takes away the thing which is available in the stock market second. The third part, which is very important, what he said is that what is the revenue model for the broker? As I told you, 87, the percentage of brokerage, broker is with 2%. If any one of you trade today, what is the brokerage charge? Just give me the lowest one. Square off. I'm just giving the lowest. I'm not taking differentiating between type. What is the lowest charge? 5 paise, 1 paise, 3 paise. I know, I can tell you broker house which provides 3 paise and 5 paise. 1 paise I know, but that is not in public domain. That's it. That's it. So what I'm trying to say is, see, the cost is a fallout of an efficiency of a system. So I don't see that revenue model as a barrier for the brokers to promote it. That's what I'm coming to that. So what will happen is, if the efficiency goes up, your cost is getting reduced. Yes, there will be a cost, or there will be a transaction cost probably broker will charge at some point. But think about it, there is no closure which happens here. Here you are talking about what is your cost. If I had, you have to just compare, maybe 1 year later we'll sit together and figure out this was the cost I used to pay For my scheme used to pay for this unit, and this is what we pay today. So I'm not saying that this is the most efficient scenario. What I'm trying to say is, it's the efficiency which will drive the cost, it's the efficiency will drive the distributors to this system, it's the efficiency or the ease of operation or lower cost which will drive people to come to this system. Is this the efficient system? I'm not very sure about it. As he says, it may be that the brokers will drive it. It may be that brokers will deter it because they price it higher. They will come and say that I won't charge 1% for this. So obviously people prefer the physical route. That's always possible. I'm saying that the more participants come in, there is a pressure to go it down. We have F&O contracts being charged there for what per contract is 5 rupees or something like that. So it doesn't happen one day. What I'm trying to say is, you have I think the numbers I don't have, the number of distributors. Think about if all these guys get together and say that I need a system which this doesn't cost me much. It just becomes easy for anyone to get in. I don't see any disadvantage in doing it, and the number is much larger than the equity, and you are physically present there. Unlike the equity brokers, which is very small community, this community is much bigger. The community of investors you serve is much bigger. This I'm telling you, I'm not an expert in mutual fund, but I can tell you, that's why I put this slide on, because my expertise lies in the capital market and I've seen the transition happening. And any transition, what do? First thing I ask is, does my cost go down? Point one, I think any...
Thank you, Mr. Suprabhat.
Thank you.
It's been wonderful getting to know the MFF's platform and the way it works. You were very, very kind. May I request Mr. T.V. Varadarajan. Please put your hands together. I know tea break is still a little